And welcome back, sports fans. Great to see you. Across the line, New Brunswick's favorite sports talk show, back first show of 2022. And we're going to kick things off right out of the gates here. We're going straight to give you some sports talk here. We got from the Moncton Wildcats, General Manager Ritchie Thibeau, to talk a little. We got some catching up to do, I guess, here. We had trade deadline. We had a little layover here into January, into February. So great to see the Q back on the ice, and great to see Ritchie here. I haven't seen him for a couple of months now here, so great to see Ritchie. I haven't been able to see him at the rink, so great to see you, first of all, Mr. Thibeau, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, Kris. Good to be here, and glad to be talking hockey again.
Oh, big time. I've definitely missed a little puck here at the rink, but you guys started back out of the gates here, like you hadn't missed a step. 2 big wins here coming against some Quebec teams, and really some nice comeback win against Rimouski here in a shootout. And like I said, a lot of character, a lot of grit and hard work here being shown by your Wildcats.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? We got the 2 points in each game. It's not quite the way you'd like to win it, having to tie it at the end and win it in extra time. But credit goes to our players to never give up, and our coaches to have a good game plan, and at the end of the day, get the 2 points, and that's what matters.
Yep. Well, big time. And like you said, you guys, sitting nicely here in the top 10 here in the league, probably from the start of the year, overachieving as to, with what, with the roster that you guys had starting the season here, a couple players, Daou and stuff that had stayed in the AHL. But Kalmakov was a nice pickup for you guys. He's really producing. Tell us a little bit maybe about some of the guys you acquired pre-trade deadline that have played a role here for the Cats.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? A lot of people had us picked near the bottom of the league, but, we like to think that our hard work and our work ethic and the skill allows us to win every night, and we expect to win every night and compete, and the boys play hard with a good game plan, and we plan to be successful. So, we acquired some guys early in the year with Kalmakov and some others. With Kalmakov, we just thought we needed some more offense, and that's exactly what he's provided, along with some of the other guys that we have on the team as a group. We've been able to get enough offense to get some wins and have a really good start to the first half of the season right now.
Yeah, like I said, you guys have really surprised, or not surprised some people, but have come out of the gates here pretty hot and have a good showing here for the Cats. Another guy, Auger's been playing well, but like you said, with Kalmakov, Daou not coming back at the start of the year as a 20-year-old, staying in the A, still able to get some assets here for him at the trade deadline, being able to send him here to St. John. Maybe tell us a little bit about the trade deadline, being able to work that deal and still get something back for a player that you weren't able to have in your lineup here for the first part of the season.
Yeah, Phil Daou is a great player. We expected to have him part of our lineup all year, and it didn't turn out that way, so we had to adjust. And we always have the mindset that we'll worry about the players that are here and do the most with that. So when we found out he wasn't coming, we picked up Kalmakov, and he filled out a role. But come the trade deadline, and we find out less than 24 hours before the deadline that Phil's going to be coming back to the Q, we had to make a decision whether we keep him on our team or do we, trade him and acquire the future, which is what we did. And, we were able to acquire some what we thought were great assets in Nathan Grenier. He's a puck-moving defenseman. He was a first-round pick last year. He'll come in and join us next year. That would have last week or a couple weeks ago when we were in Quebec. He's a fine young man, and he'll add some offense down the road. And you always want to add those draft picks, and we added some draft picks for the future that our scouts will hit on, and we'll have more players down the road.
Well, like you said, yeah, really refilling the cupboards here for the Cats with having spent some draft picks in years previous to bring in the Bo Grews and the McIsaacs and, sort of making what should have been a Memorial Cup here run just before COVID sort of put the clamps on everything. But good to see that the Cats still, at the top of the, competing here in the queue. Just saw that graphic there as well. It also dealt a goaltender, acquiring Jonathan Lemieux, but able to deal Thomas Couture here, who really almost took the net here. I remember that Cape Breton game, I think it was, where came back from like a 4-1 deficit and won it in overtime. And sort of Couture I think stole the net that game and really stepped up here as a young guy for you guys, and really leveraged himself to be able to be dealt here at the deadline.
Yeah, Thomas, our scouts did a great job identifying as a free agent last February, and he came into camp and earned a spot on our team and played really well. Every game that he played gave us a chance to win. And at the trade deadline, he became a commodity that teams wanted. And as part of this trade with St. John, it was critical to them that he be a part of the trade. But in return, we acquired Jonathan Lemieux, who's a 5-year QMJHL goalie, who went to the President's Cup final last year. So, we feel that we traded a good goaltender, and we got a good goaltender in return with experience. And we figure, we haven't lost anything in that position with the trade.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you've been able to if not upgrade, keep the same caliber of play here between the pipes, and still another good prospect asset here in Philly between the pipes as well. We still got a couple years left, so lots to look forward to there between the pipes for the Cats. Obviously, coming out of the trade deadline break, expecting to get back on the ice in January. That sort of got pushed to this week here in February, but you guys were still able to make the most of it and sort of had a little, mid-season training camp up in Quebec City. Maybe tell us a little bit about bringing the team up there for the week and how that may have helped some team chemistry here and having the guys together for a week here and bonding on the road.
Yeah, that's for sure, Kris. It was tough for our boys when they came back from Christmas. We had practice for maybe one day and half of another day, and then we went on basically lockdown again. So we felt a week or so later that it was important for the mental health and to our team that we provide an opportunity for them to get on the ice, and we were able to do that in Quebec. So we had a great facility at the Séminaire Saint-François school that we were able to train on ice and off ice. We had to do some team building activities. So at the end of that week, we were a much closer team than when we left, and especially to integrate the new players. And we had called up Alex Mercier from Quebec. So it gave everybody a chance to get familiar with each other and get ready to kick off the restart.
And your role as the general manager as well, not only managing the team, but also doing a fair bit of scouting here as well, and for up and coming players. How has the break or the lockdown due to COVID affected you guys being able to scout or see? There hasn't been any games, and the games you have seen, do you think the development, to say, of the midgets or the Bantams have been affected by sort of having a stop-start the last couple of years here in their development as well here in minor hockey?
Yeah, a couple of things there is, we've learned over the last couple of years that while you're playing hockey, you get to see as many games as you can because you're not sure what tomorrow brings. So we put a lot of emphasis on scouting in the first half. We brought Rick Melanson on board, and we have our head scout, Alex Corky, and our staff. And they spend a lot of time in the rinks the first part of the year to make sure that if something happened, that we had a book on record on all the draft eligible players. And we feel we've got a good record right now, and now that everything is going to restart, we'll follow that up and close the book on and narrow our list down. But scouting is critical to our program, and we want to put players in our lineup every year from our draft, and we'll kind of go with that. But it's a critical part of our future is scouting and getting the right players.
Yeah, big time, and that's obviously been reflected in the success here with the Wildcats and the program you guys have built. After Christmas is sort of always the reset, or the second season sort of starts here, obviously with the moves made at the trade deadline. Expectations here coming into the after Christmas break, and maybe see if you guys have any momentum going into the playoffs here later this year.
Well, you know what? There's nobody that has higher expectations on our team than we do. We plan to make the playoffs, and we want success in the playoffs, and we want to be able to compete and win every night. So, we're not in it to just make the playoffs. When we get there, we want to try and win. So we have high expectations, and right now we know the team is playing well, and we're up in the standings, and we've got really, really tough division. So it's important for us to keep our roster very competitive, so that maybe when we play the very competitive teams that have built up around us, that we can continue to be competitive into the second half, and we'll see where we end up at the end of the year and what kind of damage we can do in the playoffs. Yeah,
like you said, you guys could be one of these, dangerous teams coming into the playoffs. Because, like you said, you got a hard-working team with some skill that's tough to play against, as the two wins this weekend certainly showed. Another thing I guess I wanted to ask you was, due to the break here in January, I haven't heard, I guess, if the communication from the league, are they going to try to make up some of these games missed in January down the line, or are they going to shorten the season a little bit, or what any update was on the schedule here for the rest of the year?
No, the plan is to play a complete schedule.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be some words coming out very shortly from the league as to what they're going to do there, but we anticipate playing a full 68 schedule.
Nice.
Between now and the start of playoffs.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure the players look forward to that as well, and being able to even if the playoffs get pushed back a bit, it's nice to be able to play your full season schedule here and get those games under the belt here for the kids. So that's exciting to hear. Any news for Wildcat fans at the rink? If there's going to be capacity, is it 50%, moving to 100%, or any news on that front?
Well, I think news will come from the government.
Okay.
As they loosen up the restrictions, and I think. In the short term here, I think you'll see improvements in that area as well, and we look forward to having our fans back at the Avenir Center and enjoying the brand hockey that we bring to the table. Well,
definitely. I'm one of the people who's going to look forward to getting back in the Avenir Center to catch your brand of hockey, because, like you said, certainly a great game. You guys have been playing great all season, and certainly look forward to seeing you back at the rink. So appreciate your time. I know you guys got a big road trip this weekend, but I want to wish you all the best for the rest of the season, and look forward to seeing you at the rink.
Hey, thanks, Kris. Nice to be with you here.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Ritchie. We'll talk to you soon. There you have it, Ritchie Thibeau, GM with the Moncton Wildcats. They had a big two wins this weekend here, coming out of the Christmas break. First time back on the ice since before the trade deadline, so good to see them get a couple wins under their belt. Maybe we can check out Q League standings here, give a little update as to where the New Brunswick teams sit as we see it here in the Q. Obviously, Charlottetown, gangbusters here at this point. First place overall in the Q, I believe, ranked third in the CHL rankings. But Lucas Cormier having a nice little season there with the Islanders. But there you see St. John Sea Dogs sitting in 7th place. 18 wins, Moncton right there with them, 17-10. And again, impressed with it. And let's not forget here, Acadie Bathurst as well, 16 wins. They made some nice moves at the deadline here as well. We're going to have a little chat with Peter Assif and Sylvain Couturier a little later. But like I said, good to see St. John, obviously high expectations here with the Memorial Cup. We're going to be chatting with Trevor Georgie as well. But Moncton right there with them, and a lot of character wins. That's really what's impressed me so far here with the Wildcats this season, is work ethic, playing within the system, and some big comeback wins when a lot of teams may have, given up or taken their foot off the pedal. And I saw that, especially at the start of the year. A couple teams came in, especially some home games where opponents may have got up on them early, took their foot off the pedal a bit, and Moncton kept working, and they were able to mount the comeback and win in not only dramatic fashion sometimes, but come back in the overtime or the shootout to get the 2 points. So kudos to the players who've obviously had to deal with a lot of challenges the last couple of years here with the stop-starts, dealing with COVID, dealing with schoolwork, dealing with shutdowns, but still being able to focus on hockey and come out here and perform at the highest level for the fans and their respective teams. So great job for the Q getting the games back on the ice and dealing with the adversity they've had to deal with. And glad to hear that they look to play the full 68-game schedule before playoffs have those kids get the opportunity to develop and play the full schedule out here to get those games under their belt. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting the back of the rink as well. And like we mentioned, Lucas Cormier with those Charlottetown Islanders, we haven't talked to you since the Christmas break. Obviously, Lucas became only the 10th New Brunswicker to suit up here for Team Canada at the World Juniors. Having a great year here for himself, 29 games played on the island, 16 goals, 25 assists, 41 points. And let's not forget plus 22 here, just like Bobby Orr. Getting it done on the blue line here for Charlottetown, a big reason for their success. And like you said, rumors the World Juniors could be played here in August, a little later down the road. So I hope he gets an opportunity to show what he can do on the world stage. He's doing a great job in Charlottetown, and we're going to look forward to seeing you back right after the break here on Rogers TV.